Welcome back to the Humble Healer podcast. This is episode 14, and in this episode, we will talk about a part two of my series of how to face heartbreaks without being broken, how to face hardship without being hard. And this is Dr. Quang Lei, board certified family physician. And thank you for listening to my podcast. And please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button and share with friends, family. And my goal is to motivate and empower my patients as well as the community out there to invest in their own wellness, happiness, and health. And I will teach you and show you what I have learned to reach that personal and professional fulfillment and to find that inner happiness, no matter what life gives you. And in this series, we talked about previously on how to face sickness and death, and also how to face frustration, anger. So today we'll start with adversity. How do you face adversities without being broken? There is a saying, adversities build character. I love that because it gave us strength. It gives us endurance. It makes us tough. There are many saying about this. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. One of many things I learned from spending 4 years with the U.S. Marines as a Navy doctor is their statement, embrace the suck. When it hits you, embrace it because it does make you stronger and better. Never miss an opportunity of a crisis. One has to get to rain to get to sunshine or rainbow. Studies have shown World War II concentration camp, Auschwitz, a true hell on earth. The survivors reported that those spoiled children were the first ones to die since they just waited for someone to come save them and make no effort to try to survive. Like physical growth, mental growth takes time and it could last a lifetime. Remember that. Without nights, there would be days. Beautiful sunny days become much brighter and more enjoyable when there was rain and thunderstorms the day before. The path to true happiness did not lead away from suffering and adversities, but through them. There is no progress without discomfort. Another example is Nelson Mandela, before and after spending 27 years in Robben Island in South Africa doing hard labor. This adversity turned a militant, angry young man into a magnanimous, kind, compassionate man who saw the perspective of those who jailed him. Suffering can either embitter or ennoble us, and it is our choosing whether we choose to find meaning in our suffering or not. We can grow in kindness only if kindness is tested, and we cannot grow our muscles sitting on the couch. In the spirit of mindful practice, we know that this too shall pass. People can feel so overwhelmed that it seems the suffering will never end. Find the meaning of suffering and come out more enlightened, stronger and kinder, like Nelson Mandela. Suffering also teaches us to cease arrogance and to avoid actions that will bring sufferings to others. Pain and suffering are inevitable and affect all of us, whether we do anything wrong or not. Accept, embrace, face, and get through it. I'll get through them and become stronger and happier and more compassionate. The next we will talk about is envy. How do we deal with envy? This pattern of how we relate to others can create a lot of suffering in life. Envy, competitiveness toward the equal, and contempt toward the lower. We tend to compare ourselves to those in our social groups. If you want to be poor, find some rich friends, and vice versa. Keeping up with the Joneses happen within a peer group. Upward comparisons are particularly corrosive to our well-being, according to research. Desmond Tutu, the Archbishop of South Africa, recommended being grateful for what you have regardless of how big your neighbor's house is. Motivate yourself to work harder to get, if that's what you wish for, the big house and materialistic stuff, then work hard for that. A rich man is one who rejoices in his own servings. Be happy with what you have. The Dalai Lama used the concept of mudita, which is sympathetic joy, to describe our rejoice in the success of others. Mudita sees joy as limitless, where everyone can enjoy. It also recognizes our interdependence, so one success can bring joy to others and vice versa. When others are happy, then society community will be more peaceful, so everyone gets to benefit. To cultivate mudita, we have to work to be happy in a positive state of mind, emitting positive energy. It's difficult when to share other success when you're miserable. That's why it's always start from within to work on your wellness. Spend time and invest in your health and wellness. These adversities will be a lot more, they will be a lot easier to deal with. You will be in a state of mind that will be a lot more receptive to other success and be happy for them. Despair. How does one find inner happiness in a world full of turmoil, war, starvation, terrorism, pollution, genocide? The answer is that we have done better. Just over 100 years ago, slavery was morally justified on lack of women's human rights. We do have setbacks, but we have come a long way in showing compassion, caring, and how to be human. The Dalai Lama deals with the Chinese government's crackdown on its people, commemorating the Tibetan uprising in 1959. And he tried to take on the Chinese soldiers' fear, anger, and suspicion and give them love and compassion. This would not change anything on the ground, but it calmed his mind dealing with this anxiety and feeling of helplessness. Desmond Tutu used the same tactics when, during the apartheid in South Africa, he practiced compassion for the oppressors, those who were in power and oppressed the people, Black South African, that were oppressed. You show compassion, but you still do oppose their actions. There's a difference in standing up for justice, but still feeling compassion for those that oppress you. Michelle Obama responded to racist abuse by saying, as they go low, I go high. Both the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu agree that humankind is just that kind. The unkind acts are of aberration, and that's why we make the news, and a lot more than the kind acts, because they are the exception, deviation from the norm. Keep this in mind when we witness the inhumanity on the news. There's a study that showed that 80% of news in the U.S. are biased toward negative news and only 20% for positive. And in Europe, it's 50-50. So the newsmaker, it's in their interest to create hysteria, fear, and anxiety in order to get more higher rating. That's unfortunate. We have to keep that in mind when we watch the news, seeing that it is a bias selection of negative news by majority of the newsmakers out there. There's a lot of random kindness. There's a man who, during COVID pandemic, who rode on bicycle from Seattle to the East Coast, I believe Philadelphia or New York. He did that in 69 days, exceeding his goal of 99 days. And he said that the biggest thing that he observed during his ride was the tremendous random kindness by the people that he encountered from the West Coast to the East Coast. Those don't make the news, but they are there every day. And because they are the norm. We could feel optimistic or pessimistic, which could change based on situation. Hope is much deeper than that. It's not based on the fleeting of feeling, but on the firm ground of conviction. There can never be a situation that is completely hopeless. Hope is deep in the pit of your tummy, very deep and close to you, being unshakable. Hope is the antidote to despair. Hope requires faith, but it's also nurtured by relationship, by community, by connection with others. Despair turns us inward. Hope sends us into the arms of others. So when you feel down, when you feel hopeless, when you feel like you want to give up, please listen to this episode. And also the part 1 of this series, how to face hardship without being hard and how to face heartbreaks without being broken. Listen to that again. I hope that it will motivate you to know that these too shall pass. Practice mindfulness. Don't be fearful that negative things will last. It will go away. And try not to hang on to when good things happen either, because that also will pass. It's okay. You don't have to hang on to it. Let me know your feedback and what you do, how you face adversities in your life, what you have done in the past that allow you to stay strong. Please share with us. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.